It's August 29th, 2016. It's a Monday. And I'm finally reached the end of the last list that I gave myself to watch. After this, it's uncharted territory. I have redesigned the random media generator spreadsheet, so I'm just going to be able to come out here and just push a button and it's going to say, watch this. Prior to that, it's generated a list to me, so I have no idea what's coming after this. But since this is the last of the genre of the random media generator lists, this is what you're going to get to watch today. It's a Blu-ray. Back in the day, like 4 or 5 years ago, when I got so disgusted with broadcast media, I started going to all those streaming services and other places where I could watch things like this. And I went back and watched all these old series that I never finished watching in my younger days. Okay, like going back and seeing every episode of Bonanza when I used to watch it just a couple times as a kid. Not Bonanza, by the way. I didn't really care for that show. But what I did go back and watch was Star Trek Enterprise, which was the first in the series of the Star Trek things. I watched it all the way through, so I got that whole background story. I watched all of Babylon 5, the entire 5 seasons of it, which is really weird political science fiction. And I also did this. I watched all of Battlestar Galactica. Not the original, but the remake that was kind of really fancy Hollywood that they really milked. And I can tell you that because of this. It's a Blu-ray. Thank you, Walmart bargain bin. It's a double feature of Battlestar Galactica The Plan, which we will not watch, and Battlestar Galactica Razor. No idea what this is. Obviously, it's a spin-off and or a movie made from the series. Same actors, same production value. I can see it still has Edward James Olmos in it, so there's a bit of a cast carryover. So we are now going to continue that saga of watching all those series all the way through with going into the extended cuts of Battlestar Galactica. Movie is over. A very good film, an hour and 40 minutes. Interesting though, if you had not ever watched the Battlestar Galactica series, you would be clueless about what's going on here because it gets very in-depth into all the characters' past and who they are. And there's a lot of flashbacks that are jumping back and forth in time to try and tie stories together. So it's pretty complex, a lot of character development here. And interestingly enough, a lot of lesbian character development here. This is almost more science fiction aimed toward the gay female subculture. I mean, I'm not trying to be funny there, I really am serious, where you've got a lot of things going on between women and men are almost secondary, and it's all about women being catty and assertive and submissive, and it's like, okay, all wrapped up in this science fiction genre thing. So on that aspect, it was kind of odd, but still very engaging, extremely well done production value. Don't care much for the production design. I never have much cared for the aircraft carrier and space concept of the future, so I think that's kind of dated at this point. But again, fun movie to watch. If you're into Battlestar Galactica, yeah, probably worth an hour and a half of your time.